yeah. They didn't just steal the labor, they codified the human soul as currency. An alchemy and law where a mother's womb became a supply line for the hierarchy. The middle passage wasn't a voyage, it was a genocidal sorting floor, where 15% of the ledger drowned before they ever hit the shore. This wasn't ancient servitude, it was an innovation of the modern mind, where skin became the uniform and the prison sentence was hereditary by design. They tore the family branches down to keep the roots from gaining hold, then commercialized the violence to ensure the future could be bought and sold. Because the empire doesn't break the wheel, it just redesigns the spokes. It buries the overt atrocities inside the legal codes and bureaucratic jokes. When one oppression is abolished, the architecture finds a brand new name. The skin of the law mutations, but the skeleton remains the same. Yeah, the skeleton remains the same. 1865 arrived, but liberty came with a hidden clause. The 13th Amendment didn't kill the whip, it handed it to local laws. The black codes weaponized the air, made it a crime to simply stand alone. If you couldn't prove a white man owned your time, the state reclaimed your bones. Convict leasing turned the prisons into privatized lethal fields, where a man was cheaper than a slave because his death required no capital yields. Then came the Jim Crow calculus, the literacy test, the white red distraught land. It's asking how many bubbles in a bar of soap just to give democracy a chance. Because the empire doesn't break the wheel, it just redesigns the spokes. It buries the overt atrocities inside the legal codes and bureaucratic jokes. When one oppression is abolished, the architecture finds a brand new name. The skin of the law mutations, but the skeleton remains the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And where the courtrooms fail to suppress the civic terror, took the lead. 4,000 bodies hung in spectacles to teach a population how to bleed. These weren't random acts of madness, they were picnics in the public square. Souvenir postcards mailed to neighbors, while the smoke still filled the air. And whenever black success defied the myth, when the wealth began to accumulate, they brought the bombs to Tulsa and the coups to Wilmington to recalibrate. They burned down the proof that equality was possible without their grace, then wrote a history to blame the victim for the ruins of the place. By the mid-20th century, the oversights were shamed and cast aside, so they traded the physical violence for a map where the margins could divide. The homeowners loan corporation sat down with a crimson pen and drew a red line around the neighborhoods where they never invest again. You don't need a whites only sign when the restrictive covenant is in the deed. When the banks deny the equity that every suburban family used to see. Now the zip code is the quiet jury deciding where the toxic waste is dumped, where the schools are starved, the property tax and the life expectancy is slumped. An 8-to-1 wealth gap built on centuries of uncompensated starve, proving you can dismantle the segregation signs without ever changing the systemic heart. Yeah. It's an algorithm now, clean, sterile and polite. A bloodless map that carries out the legacy of the old diet, from the holder of the slave ship to the red line on the screen. We see the same design working through a more efficient machine, but the ledger is being read, the map is being unrolled, and you cannot hide the modern weight of the stories left untold.